Hey, welcome to Timejinx, a game for me, my closest friends, and the rest of you. Just as a reminder, pals, this is a 3.5 round game. Let's get into it. Ready for your first challenge? I don't want you to screw up too bad, so here's a hint. Enter your dates now.
Disneyland opens to the public in the USA. This is USA, by the way. USA.
If future you wants to join the audience, just enter the room code. And here's where everyone wound up.
Whoa, it's very far.
1955.
Your score is how many total years you're off on these missions. The lower, the better.
Ah.
Alright.
Let's keep this train choo-chooing.
Billy the Kid is born in New York City.
Who is Billy the Kid?
New York City, probably a celebrity. And by the way, the less points you have, the better.
Okay. Whoa, it's so
1859.
far off.
I see.
I got you all a little something. It's a new mission.
Quincy Jones gives a wild
hell
tell-all
is
interview
Quincy
to
Jones?
Vulture. Quincy Jones, eh? Another celebrity.
Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like in the 2000s. Huh, we're 2 years apart. 2018. Huh, okay.
It's time to time hop.
Okay, this takes place in the 2010s.
Okay, settle this debate. Is it black and blue or white and gold?
What trend in the 2010s
Oh,
was
I
about
know.
black and blue or white and gold?
This should have been your reply. Let's see what the audience thought.
Dress. Okay.
Next decade, here we come.
The 1990s.
I can't believe I've never seen this movie before. Mr. Bean is hilarious.
Mr. Bean.
Huh? Oh!
If you know, yeah, Mr. Bean.
I noticed.
Yeah. Rowan Atkinson. Yep.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Hold on tight, we're hopping to the next decade.
Arnold Schwarzenegger just became governor? That's a plot twist.
Ah, yes. You can give the governor of Nevada, Florida, or California.
I might be wrong about this, but I don't know.
Ah, California. Okay.
Huh?
I'm shaving some years off your score if you manage to blend in.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
Let's see who's winning with the lowest score. It's the second round. Moving on.
A man tries to kill Ronald
Who is
Reagan.
Ronald Reagan?
Press Jodie Foster. Okay.
Who is that?
Ronald Reagan is a U.S. president.
Ah,
So you have to
Ireland.
think about Ronald Reagan's U.S. presidency. When did he become president?
I'm just guessing at this point.
Where did you dweebs end up? Let's see.
Not sure.
Huh? You got the same. Wait, we all got the same
We're all
answer.
together. 1981. Okay.
Wait, why? Wait, no way we did
Here's your
get
next
all the
mission.
same answer.
Yeah, I know. The Supreme Court votes to classify tomatoes as vegetables, not fruit. Okay.
How should I know?
Again, what year did this happen? Again, another US base.
Wait, how come I can't? Wait, how come I can't? Ah. How come mine freezes?
Did you refresh? Don't forget to
Yeah,
refresh.
Wait, I haven't wrote that.
I think you need to refresh and then re-input. I think because the might be lag.
New mission coming at you. Pow pow.
Ah, Super Walken's.
Yeah, Christopher
I have
Walken
no
dances in
idea.
a Fatboy Slim music video.
This probably. Huh. Huh.
You nailed it.
What do you know?
2001.
I think I got lost because
It's time to time loop. And yes, the time loop occurs in an old fridge I rigged up. It makes sense, trust me.
Okay, you're gonna be asked these questions twice, and then you get to choose your answer. The same answer or a different answer each time. How many years does a UN Secretary General's term last?
no idea. I'm just guessing.
Secretary General, eh? Okay, UN Secretary General. How many times does Megan Thee Stallion say
How should I
savage
know?
in her hit song Savage?
How should I know?
Well, these are trivia questions anyway.
Time loop, baby. Change your answer or stick with the same one. But consider this first.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
You could stick with the same answer or... Five, eh? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
that's right. I was right. 5. How many times does Megan Thee Stallion say savage in her hit song? Let's see. Okay, 4.
Here's some credit for you. Scores? Sure. Let's see them. Don't crap yourself, but it's the 3rd round. Quick heads up, if you're not doing so hot, you'll be receiving some hints from your future self. Why doesn't your future self just tell you the answer? Well, that's between you two.
Okay, the French Revolution begins.
Type in your dates now.
When
have
did
no
the
idea.
French Revolution begin? Forget you can use your hint to help you.
Huh.
Here's where each of you went in time.
Well done.
Finally.
1789.
Guys, I think we might have snafu'd here. That alarm means there's an imposter running around. We gotta fix this. Oh, brother. The real Magellan and his evil clone from an alternate timeline are here. Quick, save the real version.
I was called a traitor for sailing with the Spanish, or I was called a traitor for sailing with the Portuguese.
Oh no.
Those that spotted the real version get to shave some years off their score. Happy shaving!
I should.
That was
Finally.
weird. Moving on.
Ferdinand Magellan is Portuguese.
Here's the next one.
Banksy's girl with balloon painting self-destructs at auction.
Oh, I know about this. Second to last digit is 1. Okay. I don't know about this, but hopefully it's right. Ah!
2018.
On to the next mission.
The first human enters space.
I don't know. Maybe.
Nail it. 1961.
Dude, I was guessing.
Nice.
Huh.
It's time to
Three
fix the
accurate answers.
butterfly effect.
In 2014,
Oh, I
Apple
know about
automatically downloaded a Coldplay, Black
I
Eyed Peas, or
think-
U2 album onto user's phone.
I think. Yeah, I don't know.
I forget. YouTube, okay, I got it. Action Comics is famously known as the birthplace of Batman, Spider-Man, or Superman.
I might be wrong. I don't know.
Superman. Okay.
Players that answered correctly lose some years. Everyone else loses some dignity. Score check. We have time for one final task. And this time, we're headed to the future.
Britain
How
sends
should
the
we know?
EU a drunken late-night text 100 years after voting to leave. When did the UK leave the EU? That's the question.
Same here, I don't know.
This is, yeah.
And for this last one, I'm only giving out credit. That's just the kind of gal I am.
Oh, I was far off.
Well, you might be close.
Now, let's see
Very
how
far.
this translates to credit.
2016. So 2016 is when the UK left the E EU.
Drum roll, please. Damn, I forgot to hire a drummer. Damn. Let's see which one of you is least bad at this game. Congrats! This basement is legally yours now. And here's how the audience did. Welcome to Timejinx. Just a quick heads up, if you die in the game, you die in real life. Okay, weirdos, we will time travel for 3.5 rounds. Let's do it. Time for a new task.
North Korea
Punch in your
threatens
dates
war
now.
with the US
Oh.
over Seth Rogen movie.
I think. I don't know.
Check out where you all went in the timeline.
– 2014.
On to the next mission.
The modern tampon is invented. When was the tampon invented?
I don't know. I'm just kind of winging it on this point.
Yeah, it's alright. Take a guess.
Oh,
1931.
I knew it. I'm far off.
Here's the next one.
The Rolling Stones first used their famous tongue and lips logo. (1971).
How is it far off?
It's time for some time hopping.
Okay, 2010s.
Want to catch a movie? Maybe the new one based on a book?
Fight Club, Gone Girl, or Dune? Which one was based on a book?
This is what they wanted to hear.
Oh, what do you know?
Gone Girl. Gone Girl. Okay.
And with that, we're off to a new decade.
That WrestleMania was gnarly. I can't believe Hulk Hogan teamed up with Mr. T.
1980s. Roddy Piper, Andre the Giant, or The Undertaker?
I might be wrong.
Roddy Piper.
What do you know?
Okay, next decade. Fasten your seatbelts. And also install seatbelts.
1990s.
Ladies, I brought my acoustic guitar. What song should I sing?
Wonderwall by Oasis, You're Beautiful by James Blunt, or Hey There, Delilah?
Wait,
1990s. Which song is from the 1990s?
I think.
Wonderwall.
Oh, both of us are wrong. I was going with the answer
I'm
Wonderwall.
lowering your score based on how successfully you time hop.
Okay, I didn't get any. Well,
Finally.
Let's see who's winning with the lowest score. That was a weird sentence. It's the second round already. Wow, time flies. Let's keep this train choo-chooing.
the green M&M's heels
Those
are
dates
taken
aren't
away.
going to punch themselves. Here's where you all ended up.
Oh, 2022?
2022.
New mission coming at ya. Pow pow.
Sliced bread is invented. Okay, sliced bread.
Also, before that time, they eat the whole bread.
Right, yeah, the whole wheat bread. You can bet that's gonna be old.
Huh?
1928 though. Interesting. Okay, 1928.
Oh, so the whole time
Here's your
they
next
just
mission.
eat with the whole bread just on their mouth.
Yeah. Next, the
What is the
bumping
bumping
hair
hair?
poof is invented. It's a hairstyle. Mhm. 2008.
We're far off. Very far off.
Yeah.
So, small problem. I forgot to mention this, but there are consequences for testing the limits of time. That alarm means there's an imposter on the loose. Whoops. What the? The real Karl Marx and his evil clone from an alternate timeline are here.
communist with
Clock's
Vladimir
ticking.
or
Pick the
Friedrich?
real one.
Vladimir Lenin or Friedrich Engels?
How should I know?
The Communist Manifesto.
I feel like I'm picking the wrong one, but whatever.
Friedrich.
I know it.
If you
Okay,
got that one right,
picking-
you've earned a score deduction.
it's Friedrich
Yeah, we-
Engels.
Now that we've dealt with that, let's move on.
This one's hard.
We're entering a time loop.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's kind of different from last time.
It's called science. Grow up.
Okay. How many times does it say people in the U.S. Declaration of Independence? How many different actors have hosted Blue's Clues?
Time loop. Answer the same or differently. It's up to you. Here's some stats to help you ponder.
Okay. Ten. Okay.
Oh yeah, we should have listened to the audience.
Okay.
Yay!
3.
And here's your score adjustment.
Yeah, three hosts for Blue's Clues. You know them?
Mm-hmm.
The scoreboard's lonely. Let's visit. Welcome to the third round. Quick heads up, if you're not doing so hot, you'll be receiving some hints from your future self. You're probably asking, why doesn't my future self just tell me the answer? Well, that's between you two. Drama!
All right. The world is exposed
Punch in
to
those
Gangnam
numbers, baby.
Style.
Now, let's take a look at where you all went.
Gangnam Style. (2012). Yep.
Huh.
Moving on.
The Chicago River's flow is reversed, sending waste to St. Louis. (1900s). Okay.
Huh.
I got you all a little something. It's a new mission.
The character Sherlock Holmes first appears in print. 1887.
We have some cleaning up to do.
During his presidency, FDR enacted
No
the
idea.
American Rescue Plan, the Economic Stabilization Act, or the New Deal to help end the Great Depression.
Dude, this is much sophisticated compared the
This is the New Deal. U.S. history. The 40th state admitted into the Union was South Dakota, North Dakota, or West Virginia. South Dakota. I was between the Dakotas.
same.
Let's see how everyone did.
This is a high-scoring round.
No, this one is much
Here's the
harder.
scoreboard.
It's high-scoring, yeah.
We have time for one final task. And this time, we're headed to the future.
Adele, aided by advances in medicine, releases the album 1000 years after her birth.
One last thing. I'm shaking it up and only applying credit to your score depending on how close you are.
I think go for
Now,
Okay.
let's see how this
very
turns
far
out.
off.
2988.
Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Let's find out who would be taking home the prize if there was an actual prize.
I did worse.
Congrats. But I mean, look at your competition. Let's see the audience ranking.
Binge Pipe thought it would be a funny prank to bring back You Don't Know Jack. Binge Pipe, the all-seeing elder gods are hungry.
Hi, I'm Cookie, and I just want to let you know that Binge Pipe has your best interests at heart. At least that's what they wrote on my car in pig's blood. After the game, may I interest you two in our couple's spa package? And so it begins.
Now the questions have like double
First,
meaning. Yes.
Santa is brand loyal. Hey, let's take a quick break and enjoy a cold, refreshing Coca-Cola. I'm out of Coke. Is Pepsin okay? No, I don't drink brain fluid. No, I don't drink saliva. No, I don't drink blood. Or no, I don't drink gastric juice.
Okay, what is pepsin, by the way?
Let's see how that shook out. Pepsin is a powerful enzyme in your gastric juice that breaks down proteins.
Yeah, I was supposed to guess gastric
Think
juice.
of it as a really watered down Mountain Dew. Here's one for you. Going out on a big laugh. Which of these punchlines applies to the latest Shakespeare comedy? That's no male servant, that's my sister. That's no donkey, that's my boyfriend. That's no statue, that's my wife. Or that's no... Okay, that is a wizard, but it's also my father. Okay, what'd you pick? Alas. The Tempest, featuring the wizard Prospero and his daughter Miranda, was one of the last plays written by the bard.
The Tempest, okay.
I'm hoping my last joke will be equally as good at wording funny.
You read Shakespeare, Christy, or no?
What?
Do you read Shakespeare?
I know Shakespeare, but I don't know the modern.
This one's called
Okay.
Captain Muffin Top. Sounds like a this or dat.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna read off 7 things, and for each one, tell me if it's a body-shaping undergarment from Spanx, or a character from the Captain Underpants book series. Answer quick, you'll only have a few seconds to choose between Spanx or Captain Underpants. And you're both doing this together, so focus up. Okay, let's do it. Slim Cognito.
Alright. Slim Incognito, is it a Spanx or yeah?
Skinny Britches.
Skinny Britches.
Bra Cha Cha.
Bra Cha Cha.
Undetectable.
Undetectable.
Great
It's all
Green
Spanx at
Turtle.
this moment.
Right.
Zorks.
Zorks.
Wedgie.
Dude.
Wedgie Woman.
No,
Well, at least one of you didn't totally blow that. But player 2, you failed the best.
Proactive measures have been enacted for customer fidelity.
Looks like it's screw time.
Haha, that's correct, Binge Pipe employee Cookie Masterson. Using the screw makes it harder for your opponent to answer in a variety of pleasurable ways. And you'll receive a bonus if they choose incorrectly.
What would we do without you?
Alright,
Binge
Christy,
Pipe,
you can
your
throw that screw
loyal
at
friend
me.
that's also a company.
So you can mess up my answers.
Feast your eyes upon this. Fuck yeah, crate and barrel. Which of these is baller in that it makes balls? A microplane zester, a demi-tasse spoon, a stone molcajete, or a Parisienne scoop? Hope you like what you picked. Yeah, way to be wrong. A Parisienne scoop is a fancy name for a melon baller. I fucking love kitchen tools.
Yes. Melon baller.
Oh, here's a good one. Team bondage. Yeah, so before we proceed, I need to know, if you're Spanish, what's your safe word? Seguro, daño, lucha, or sentar?
What's your safe word? What is safe in Spanish, basically? It's asking.
Who picked what? Seguro is Spanish for safe. Remember that because it's hard to reach for a translation book while you're handcuffed.
Yeah.
That's it for round 1. Where's that beautiful scoreboard?
Currently, player 1 is in the lead. Player 2, on the other hand, maybe you should try winning. The data we have acquired demonstrates a need for an additional screw.
Round 2 screws have crazier effects. Plus, they earn you a bigger bonus for each player that gets the question wrong. So don't forget to use that thing. Better get those answers in fast, player 1, before you get screwed. Oh, and by the way, all the cash in round 2 is doubled. in case you care about things like that.
Time and fun stops for no one.
6 trombones is not a parade.
There is no hiding from Tag, you're it. Because they look alike, what might Facebook ask classic literary character Tom Canty when he posts a selfie? Do you want to tag Oliver Twist? Do you want to tag Huckleberry Finn? Do you want to tag King Arthur? Or do you want to tag Prince Edward? What'd you guys pick? It'll get easier in time. It was this one all along. Tom Canty swaps places with his lookalike Prince Edward in The Prince and the Pauper. Same thing happens with me and Brad Pitt. Super annoying.
Mon béret a rétréci. 7.
And now, Candy Republic. Suppose scientists discover that peanut butter is sentient and can feel pain. Look, it could happen. How might this influence the candy industry? It would affect Reese's sales. It would affect Reese's sales. It would affect Reese's sales. Or it would affect Reese's sales.
Okay. How do you spell Reese? Reese's.
So who got it? Affect with an A is the proper verb, and Reese's is spelled like, well, this.
Yes.
Remember, there's no wrong way to devour a sentient life form.
Hey! Question.
We'd like to offer you a chance to gain some content while also losing some other content. Would you like a loud question or a quiet question? Use your
curious on the
device.
loud
Select
one.
your preference.
Loud
I'm
question.
curious.
Or what?
I'm curious about the last one.
Oh, you like the loud question? Hold on.
I'm curious, actually.
Okay. That's
The choices have been made. You have chosen.
'Twas then I learned to heed the winds of it.
Behold, a loud question. Which of these songs is on the Rihanna album Loud?
oh gosh.
Take it off! Man down! What the hell? Or boom boom pow! So what'd you pick? Wrong! Man Down is a track on the 2010 Rihanna album Loud.
Oh,
Well done.
what do you know?
Sorry! I use the volume usually reserved for my cats when they hop on furniture. Why not try type equals squiggly bracket music, comma, current squiggly bracket?
Accept all cookies, don't clear your cache. It's time for data mining.
Binge Pipe needs your help, and I'm contractually bound to not get in their way.
Here's some of the exciting data we need your help with. Best seats at Toronto Raptors game. Boy name meanings, Aubrey. Find who used to call me on my cell phone. Whose search history have we acquired? Jay-Z, Drake, 50 Cent, or Future?
I love this part. If you ever replay this question, don't pick that one. Drake can often be seen on the sidelines of Toronto Raptors games, is named Aubrey Drake Graham, and wrote Hotline Bling.
Oh, it's Hotline Bling! I didn't know about that.
Yeah, hot like thing.
How about this one? Thank God it's Friday the 13th. What type of summer camp would be terrorized by Jason Voorhees? A band camp, a math camp, a swim camp, or a computer camp? Let's see who got it. JSON is a computing term meaning JavaScript object notation. I could easily explain it to you, but what do you know? We don't have the time. In the first film, the killer is actually Jason's motherboard. You made it to the attack. When you see an answer that matches the category, tap it on your device. The faster you pick a right answer, the more cash you make. And more than one answer can be right. But each time you're wrong, I'm taking some cash away. And don't forget, it's gotta be a match that fits this clue. A real country, and all the answers are real countries. And something else. Good luck.
Remember, it has to be a country.
Oh yeah.
It has to be a country.
Player one takes it! I gotta hand it to you, Player One. What a standard, everyday, run-of-the-mill win. Next time, maybe you'll hear what I say when you get an impressive score. Well, until then...
You don't know Jack!
Binge Pipe can't pass on until we present You Don't Know Jack. Binge Pipe, we're not the bad guy here.
Hi, I'm Cookie Masterson, and I'm pleased to announce the winner of the 65th Annual Plainfield City of Commerce raffle is... Hey, get that drummer boy out of here! These darn drummer boys will be the death of me. Uh-oh, double trouble. Just don't switch places or anything. I'm easily confused. Okay, let's light this sucker.
Time for question one.
To get things rolling, barrier necessities. Suppose Mexico.com put up a paywall. What should the pop-up message say? To view all 7 states, please subscribe. To view all 15 states, please subscribe. To view all 31 states, please subscribe. Or to view all 40 states, please subscribe. Okay, let's take a look. Should have just given a fake email address. Mexico has 31 states. But American spring breakers only know about the state of inebriation.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
This one's known as dead white guys. Which of these dead white guys is the deadest white guy? Napoleon, Claude Monet, Thomas Jefferson, or Fyodor Dostoevsky? Okay, who chose what? You fell for a made-up name. What? He's real? Oh, still wrong though. Allow me. Napoleon died in 1821, Jefferson died in 1826, Dostoevsky in the 1880s, and Monet in the 1920s. So Napoleon is the deadest white guy. But the whitest dead guy? That's gotta be Monet. That motherfucker is so white, when there's a blizzard, people are like, what's the weather outside like? Monet is blocking the view.
Why don't we do it with free?
I call this one a reality show named Desire. And let's step out on the veranda for a this or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a cast member of the reality show Southern Charm or a character from a Tennessee Williams play. Think fast, you'll only get a few seconds to pick between Southern Charm or Tennessee Williams. And you're both doing this together, so pay attention. Here it comes. Blanche Dubois. Shep Rose. Thomas Ravenel. Chance Wayne. Amanda Wingfield.
Oh, what do you
Rick
know?
Pollitt. Landon Clements. You barely rose above my expectations. But player 1, you really dropped the ball.
BingePipe customer retention protocol has been activated.
Uh-oh, camp counselor's here.
Your failure has earned you a screw.
Use that sucker on your opponent to trip him up during a question.
Perks you can only get through BingePipe.
It's time for I'm Very, Very Angry. I love competitive baking shows because they combine high stakes, white-knuckle tension with pie. So picture this. Imagine Great British Baking Show judge Mary Berry, mad with power, demands contestants prepare only berry-based desserts. Which of these would Mary bellow?
More trifle, worm! Bring me that tiramisu! Your macaroons are mine! Or, another millefeuille, peasant!
And how do we do? Tiramisu is made from ladyfingers, sugar, eggs, and the latest dusting of shame. The millefeuille is also known as the Napoleon, which makes this your Waterloo. Were you thinking this one? The classic trifle is made from custard, a layer of sponge cake, and the all-important layer of berries.
Trifle. Okay.
Make sure the sponge cake is soaked in brandy, unless the brandy's gone because some old English lady's been yelling at you all day in a tent. Next up, Shakespearean three ways.
More Shakespeare.
Based on the events in their respective plays, which would be an accurate round of, let's call it Bang, Marry, Kill for these Shakespeare characters? Bang Hamlet. Brace yourself.
Okay. Let's see.
You got hit by a screw, player 2. Let's see how you do with the vowels. I love this part. Juliet bangs Romeo, Romeo marries Juliet, Polonius gets stabbed through the curtain by Hamlet.
Well done.
Of course, it all goes very differently in my fanfiction, Polonius Private Eye. Polonius loves danger, and the ladies love Polonius. Come on, publishers, take a chance. say goodbye to round 1. How's everyone doing?
Currently, player 1 is in the lead. Player 2, on the other hand, you're doing the bad thing. Your performance has triggered the need for another screw.
And keep in mind, round 2 screws screw even harder, and you'll net more cash for each player that answers wrong. So do not be afraid to use that thing. Player 1, I'd answer fast if I were you, unless you're looking to get screwed. Oh, and did I mention all the money's doubled in round 2?
Now that's good game design.
6 trombones is not a parade.
Okay.
Next, that's Dumbledorable. What would be the best title for a Harry Potter spin-off where they cast the spell Beta Vulgaris? Fantastic beats and where to find them, fantastic geese and where to find them, fantastic bees and where to find them, or fantastic priests and where to find them. Let's see who got it. I'd watch that, but no. Beta vulgaris is the scientific name for beets.
Okay.
I hear they catch the villain red-handed, because of the beets.
Okay.
I think I remember there's a scene about bees.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
I think so, I don't know.
Nice,
Up next, type equals squiggly bracket, male, comma, Hollywood, squiggly bracket.
Yep. Another data mining.
It's time for data mining.
BingePipe has some raw data they can't seem to authenticate on their own.
Here's the data we have to work with. Untagging Robert Shapiro photos. Selling T-Bird jacket. Idina Menzel pronunciation. Whose search history have we acquired? Bruce Willis, Charlie Sheen, Jeff Bridges, or John Travolta?
What'd you guys pick?
I don't know.
Oh, it might have been. John Travolta played Robert Shapiro in The People vs. O.J. Simpson, a member of the T-Birds in Greece, and couldn't quite seem to correctly pronounce Idina Menzel. I'm surprised you didn't find anything more salacious in his search history.
BingePipe Legal advised us to not go there.
Hey, question.
At BingePipe, we value your needs. Would you like a backward question or a forward question? Vote on your devices now.
Backward or forward?
What does it mean by a backward question? It could mean that they reverse the question, but a forward question, it could mean that they make the question even faster. I don't know.
Your choice.
Maybe forward? Maybe? I don't know.
Well, that was a waste of time. BingePipe will select the slightly better option.
Forward.
Was
Okay.
then I heard to heed the winds of eight.
Coming up next, a forward question. I don't mean to be too forward, but you're very attractive. No? Well, if I were ice fishing, which of these would be the best icebreaker? Nice auger, sweet jig, I like your shanty. Or is that a chub in your pocket? Oh, watch out. You knew that screw was coming, player one. Time to find out what you signed up for.
I don't need to be close to something very attractive now.
Hope you like what you picked. Hey, get your mind out of the tackle box. An auger is a device used to drill holes into the ice while fishing. And I always keep mine nice and polished when I'm fishing for compliments. Ladies. Gentlemen. Anybody? Yeah, that screw is a good move, player two. Have some cash. Introducing sparkling urine. About how many 12-ounce cans of LaCroix could my bladder hold at once? 1.7 cans of Pamplemousse, 4 cans of Cran Raspberry, 5.5 cans of Muir Pepino, or 8.2 cans of Pure? Okay, what'd you pick? Good effort. Good effort. I am Groot.
4.
The preferred answer is the capacity of an adult bladder is about 600 milliliters, or 20.2 ounces, or 1.7 cans of delicious, delicious LaCroix. That explains why I'm peeing 47 times a day.
¿Sabes qué es lindo? Yes, perritos.
Here's one I like to call, got a second to feel bad about the environment? Sure, talking about the environment can bring down the room until you add the power of acting. Which layered Meryl Streep performance mirrors the state of the Earth's ozone layer? Mamma Mia, Better Than Ever, Kramer vs. Kramer, Slowly Healing, Death Becomes Her, Doomed, or Julie and Julia? Okay, who chose what? NASA has confirmed the hole in the ozone is closing and could be gone by 2060.
Wait, how'd you know that?
Time for Meryl's character Joanna to be over the messy divorce and ready to date
remember
again.
reading about that.
Ah.
Yeah, there's a hole in the ozone.
It's time for the attack. When you see an answer that matches the category, tap it on your device. The faster you pick a right answer, the more cash you make. And more than one answer can be right. But each time you're wrong, I'm taking some cash away. And be careful. It's gotta be a match that fits this clue. What's the points? Time to earn some points on some point-related questions. Good luck.
Okay.
Player 2 wins!
Oh, what do you know?
Well, Player 2, thank you for showing everyone that even losers win sometimes. Was this one of those things where you both tried to let the other one win and it got out of hand? Let's hear a solid 2.5 cheers for the winner. And keep in mind,
You don't know Jack!
Which stage would you like to pick? Guessing Grove, Cerebral Sands, or Peak Knowledge?
I'm not good at knowledge, so I'm gonna guess.
Remember, there's a difficulty star rating, so Guessing Grove is easy, Peak Knowledge the hardest.
Ah, good then. I'm choosing guessing.
Okay, sure. Once you vote, click Select World.
souls to the land of trivia, where knowledge means life or death. Are you the ones who shall tame this land? I wouldn't hold my breath. I am your bard, I will sing and instruct you, 'tis the duty of my guild. So grab thine sword and magical spells, and try not to get yourself killed.
Remember, Christy, this is a teamwork game.
Got it.
Yeah, so you can share answers.
Got it.
Okay, where do you want to go? The Bunny Trail of Ease or the Path of the Warrior?
The bunny
Remember,
trail, maybe, because it might be easier.
Which one? The hidden question or the shop?
But there's a shop. We might get something out of it.
Yeah, so what do you want?
Maybe the Path of the Warrior.
The Path of the Warrior? Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I'll go with you. My questions will confound you!
Multiple choice.
So, which US state is known as the Land of Enchantment?
New Hampshire, I think? I don't know.
New Hampshire?
Wait, I'm not sure.
The
What do you
Land of
think?
Enchantment, yeah.
The D is actually, has a vibe that is magical. I don't know.
Really?
But is it actually
Hampshire?
real that there's a land of enchantment?
Well, yeah.
I'm
You can take a
skeptical
guess
about
on New
this.
Hampshire. I'll take a guess on New Hampshire.
I hope you picked.
New Mexico is the correct answer.
Huh, I didn't know about that.
Neither do I. Okay. In
And
Narnia,
Edmund is offered Turkish.
Turkish Delight
The
by
White Witch.
the White Witch. Alright.
Yeah, I think.
Did you pick?
Correct. Well done.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's how it's done. In
Yeah.
2010, LeBron
LeBron
James
James.
announced he was moving from Cleveland to the Miami in a TV event titled which one?
I don't know
The
about
dis-
this. Do you know?
The decision, the verdict, the event, or the King's choice?
Do you know about this?
No. But I'm
Same
gonna
here.
guess the King's choice.
Yeah, let's choose that.
And the answer is
The decision. Okay. If I'm not sure on an answer, you might want to split your
Oh yeah.
answers.
Got it.
'Cause we're getting hit. The inability to convert energy with 100% efficiency is an example of the first law, the second law, the third law, or relativity. Third, okay.
Hopefully one of us is right.
You know this one?
No.
Convert
I'll tell you
energy
if I
with
know something.
100% efficiency. I think it's a third.
the correct answer is
Second law.
I got it
You got it
right.
right. Yeah. Oops. I have to roll a die.
Which is this?
Wait for me.
Got
Which
it.
of these tomes is an example of the genre magical realism? Emma, Jane Eyre, Lolita, or Beloved?
I have no idea. Do you know?
I'm guessing Beloved.
Okay. I'm gonna choose Lolita.
Sure.
smart people picked.
Okay, I was
Oh,
right.
yeah.
This one.
Yeah, even if I choose wrong, I still not
Knockout.
gonna die.
You're okay.
Yeah.
I died once. What's the shop?
Huh. This is the lucky part.
So you can buy one of each item, but you'll have 2 item slots.
Oh, maybe gives hint. For me, give hint.
I get the healing and hint. When you're done, you can exit the shop.
Done.
Okay. Next path. Would you like the Road to Precious Gold or the Trials of Teamwork?
Listed, double answer, hidden question. Maybe the second one, because we haven't done listed or double answer or hidden question.
Okay. Here we go.
List it.
Oh yeah, list it. List down the answers. Animals seen on Disneyland's Jungle Cruise ride. Name all the animals.
Oh, the animal.
Yes, the animals on the Jungle Cruise ride in Disneyland.
Huh, how comes... Oh.
Ah, look! The first letter of some remaining answers have appeared. What a nice little hint.
Mm-hmm. Animal that starts with A.
A. I don't know the last one. A. Ant? It can't be. Wait, no, it's not? Huh. Then I don't have no idea.
Antelope, okay.
I didn't say antelope, dude!
Really?
Yeah, I did!
Huh. It might not have been registered.
Huh, that's not fair.
Really? That's weird.
Okay. I did say antelope.
Did you spell it correctly?
Ah, yeah!
Okay. It's weird.
Answer.
Okay, there are 2 answers for this one. This one. Select Krypton and Einsteinium.
Ah, got it.
The correct answers are...
Huh, you're good.
I took chemistry.
Ah, got it.
Have you taken chemistry also?
No.
Okay. So as long as you get 1 right, you don't take damage.
Which 2 things have killed the characters in Final Destination movies?
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
know is they were killed in an elevator, and that's it.
Okay, what about the others? The slot machine, tanning bed,
No
MRI
idea,
machine?
But I'm gonna pick either C and B for me. I'll pick C and B.
Slot machine and
See
water
those
slide?
right answers.
Yeah.
I got the tanning bed MRI machine.
Huh. What do you know?
Have you watched Final Destination?
No. I'm too scared to watch it.
Oh, okay. It's alright. Haven't watched it either. But I think I should. Spicy. Which of the following spices are actually blends of multiple spices? Allspice, garam masala, chili powder, or grains of paradise?
Multiple spice. I'm gonna answer garam masala and allspice.
Yeah, garam masala and allspice.
Allspice. For me, I don't know.
I'm not
It
sure
could
what
be
grains
grains
of
or
paradise is referring
paradise.
to. Okay, chili powder. Okay,
So I'm half correct, yeah.
you're half correct. You do half
Half.
damage. Yeah. Which of the
Which of
following
the
celebrity
following
names
celebrity
are
names
missing
are
their
missing their
accents? Ariana
Does
Grande.
Ariana Grande have an accent?
No. Alexander Sarsgaard, Zoe Kravitz, or Padma Lakshmi. I think
Maybe
it's Alexander. I think it's Alexander and Zoe.
I'm gonna answer Alexander and Padma. I don't know.
Padma Lakshmi. Zoe.
I hope you picked.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you got it correct.
Because Padma, in Indian names, they don't tend to accent their names.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah. Whoa, that damage bad.
I'm dead twice. Which
Which
two of these kind of bars contain caramel? Three Musketeers, Milky Way, Almond Joy, whatchamacallit?
Do you know?
I'm gonna lock in with Three Musketeers, Almond Joy.
Which ones are correct?
Oh, okay, I got it wrong.
Oh, we got it wrong. Both of them.
Milky Way, whatchamacallit. Okay.
Yeah, both of us died.
Which two actors are born in Malaysia? Constance Wu, Jackie Chan, Michelle Yeoh, or Ronnie Ching? Is Constance Wu from China or in Singapore or Malaysia?
Michelle Yeoh, you know?
I think I know Michelle Yeoh. Yeah. You know Ronnie Ching?
No,
Is he from Malaysia or Singapore?
I don't know.
I'm switching answers. Ronnie
Let's
Ching
see
and
those
Michelle
right
Yeoh.
answers.
I think Constance Wu was my. Okay, I got it right.
Huh? I got one right.
Back to law school.
Victory!
I thought I'm familiar with Malaysian actors. Okay, this is a hidden question. So basically, one of us will get the question, and we wait before we lock in our answers. Do not lock in your answer yet.
Okay, the sport the vampires in Twilight play.
Okay, what do they play? Baseball, basketball, golf, or tennis? Do you know?
There's baseball and tennis on the.
But what do the vampires in Twilight play? Baseball, basketball, golf, or tennis?
There's two
Before we-
options in mine. There's basketball or tennis.
I have the other two. Baseball and golf are my options. Do you know?
Probably baseball. Baseball. Try baseball.
I locked in too slow. Okay. Wait. Will Ferrell played the sport in 2008 comedy.
Huh? How should I know? Maybe
Try
tennis.
basketball. I think basketball. Can you
Oh yeah,
check
try.
basketball?
Basketball. Mine has. Basketball.
Yeah. Can you lock in basketball?
You've
Got it.
selected.
I might be wrong.
And you got it
yeah,
right.
I thought so. I thought I remembered it.
Good.
Good. Yeah, okay, I have the question. Wait. Candice Parker plays this game.
Who is Kenneth Parker?
I think between tennis and golf.
Mine says tennis.
Parker. I think she's a golfer. Golf.
Try.
I'll try golf.
You pick.
She might be tennis. No.
Which is wrong.
My second guess would be tennis.
Wait, they didn't give us any
Basketball.
answer.
Okay, basketball's the correct answer.
That's far off. We're gonna die after this.
Oh, okay, hold on a sec. Read the question when you revive.
Okay, got it. The sport features challengers.
Challengers, you say?
Yeah,
Probably baseball. I think.
baseball.
You've gone with,
Wrong.
which
Okay.
was a mistake.
I'm not sure what challengers. It's basketball again? No, it's tennis.
Tennis.
Okay.
Huh. We're far off.
Okay.
Mix lemonade and iced tea and you'll get a famous athlete from the sport.
Oh, it's iced tea and... This is tennis, isn't it? This is after Wimbledon?
Maybe. Mine says tennis. Okay, so...
Lock in with tennis. Try tennis.
You picked.
No.
It was a bad idea.
Oh, golf would have been my second choice.
What
Golf.
was the answer?
It's golf.
Yeah.
I should have locked in with golf. Okay.
Okay,
In this sport, the ball might become a fried egg.
what?
In this sport, the ball might become a fried egg.
Mine says basketball and tennis. Oh, maybe basketball.
You sure?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's try
Basketball.
because I've been wrong
You've selected.
many times.
No!
You shouldn't have.
Tennis, is it? It's golf. Okay, golf. Golf was the correct answer. Not
We've
really
died
good
at least like 3 times or 4 times.
Yeah. Not really good with sports.
Same here.
We don't play sports. You know if Kiki plays sports?
I think she plays. I don't know. Maybe. She does gym. I think she doesn't play with sport.
Really?
You've gone
Yeah.
with.
What sports features small forward?
It was a
I thought it was
mistake.
baseball, to be honest.
Ah.
My second choice was basketball.
What's the answer?
Basketball. Alright, yeah, the
Okay.
question.
Mookie Betts plays this game. Who's Mookie Betts?
Mookie Betts Wait. Basketball, I think.
You picked. Which is wrong.
No.
I think this is all US baseball? Not baseball. Another baseballer.
Okay. This is the game he got, and he got game. Oh, hey! By the way, I actually have a hint potion. Do you want me to use it?
Yeah. What does it say?
Not baseball or tennis.
Basketball. It's likely basketball. He got game.
Yeah. Baseball.
Lock in with
Basketball.
basketball.
You've gone with.
Please.
Which is
Finally.
Because he got game it doesn't sound like a golf person.
Yeah.
Ow.
KO'd.
Finally.
How many times did I die? I forget. I wish they can show the score. Would you like a riddle or would you like to go to the shop?
Shop. Because
Personally,
I
I like to go to the shop.
Because we
I
need
got-
something more relaxing rather than fighting.
I died 4 times already.
I think I died 3 times.
Alright. You can get another hint if you want.
Oh yeah. I'm going to need this.
Oh, I can only heal right now. Okay.
Exit shop.
Alright. This
Hey,
is our...
at least this is useful.
Alright, this is our final boss of this stage.
Ah.
It's basically Shrek.
Multiple choice.
Use your items as well.
Me, Matt, me break your that bone right below your nose. You know, the bone below our nose.
The bone below your nose. I think it's the maxilla.
Maxilla. Okay. Please be right.
I hope I'm right. I
Did you
hope I'm right.
My God, good. That's good.
Because I know the cockpit's ear, clavicle in the ear, all also the knee.
Ah. Okay, so me don't use echolocation to hunt, so me not only one.
Okay, which
Beluga
doesn't
whale,
use
teal.
echolocation?
The spinner dolphin.
I think it's the
Wait.
barn owl, because the barn owl doesn't use echolocation.
What do they use?
They have eyes. They have big eyes. They can see with their
And
big
the
eyes.
answer
I think.
is
Ah! I don't know. Wait, I thought owls use... Oh, yeah. Wait. No, I'm wrong. Yeah, you're right.
The big owls, they have big eyes.
Right. Crushing skulls easy. It is not rocket science, not like field studied by...
Let me use a hint.
Huh?
Mach studied shockwaves but not rockets. So it's not Mach.
Ernst Ma?
It's
Wait,
not.
huh?
It's not Mach.
Ah. Christian Doppler was a big rocket guy.
I
Is
don't
it
know.
Robert Goddard?
I'm guessing Dmitry Mendeleev. Try to guess other answers. Doppler or Robert Goddard.
Okay.
correct answer is
Huh!
Okay,
I got
good,
it right.
good. Nice guess. Well done. Robert Goddard. Yeah. Prepare to suffer. Whoop. Oh. Up, died again.
Dude!
Yeah. Me confused. Me know butter came from cow, but some say butter made from barn. Butter is
Oh!
It's a
It's a
BTS
BTS
song.
song! BTS!
I know this one also.
BTS!
Smooth like butter.
Butter, undercover. Who doesn't know about that song?
Yeah, I know that song also. Okay, this is the same as the one or the other. Signature. Is this a Victoria secret product perfume or model of cellular phone? I think it's a perfume. It's a secret product name. Yeah.
Yay!
VSX. I think it's a model of cellular
Yeah.
phone. Oh no, it's Victoria.
No.
Shoot, I thought. My bad.
No worries. Pink.
Pink. Victoria or model? You can.
It could be both, actually.
Really? I think
I
it's
don't know.
Try Victoria. Or. Okay, I was
Hey.
right.
Almost done.
Cricket.
Cricket.
Horror film or model?
It could be a movie name. I don't know.
Take a guess. I guess horror.
Yeah, me too.
Ah, it's a model.
Huh?
Ah. Wait, model or horror film?
Horror film on Hulu. It might
Okay.
be about.
Okay,
Huh?
model, it's a model. A Skinamarink.
What is that?
Not sure. I went for a horror film. Yeah.
Same here.
Didn't sound like a model phone to me.
Yeah.
Appendage. Horror film or
Appendage.
Victoria?
For me, I'm choosing A. Oh,
Ah, it's horror film. Appendage.
appendage.
Dream Angels.
Sounds like a perfume product. I don't know.
I could be wrong, but go
Yeah. I'm scared.
for it.
Huh,
Victoria.
yay.
Tease.
Tease.
Horror film. Oh yeah, you got it. Well done.
Hey.
Well done. Battle complete.
Finally.
At least we still have sense of wonder.
you did it! The ogre is defeated.
Oh wow, died 8 times. Okay. 5 deaths. You did better.
Your knowledge of trivial matters has helped you survive this forest. But beware, there are more lands and dangers to endure. Are you brave enough to visit the Cerebral Sands? Welcome, my friends, to Cerebral Sands. Yes, it's hot as it looks. The monsters here, they are quite fierce. Let's hope you don't end up cooked. Shall we?
Okay, here we go. Okay, we have the scorching hot trick or the basic barren path.
I'm scared of the hidden question actually, so I'm not gonna choose that. Multiple choice isn't that bad, I think.
Multiple choice?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I shall impale you! Right. If the ancient Egyptians were right, what will your heart be measured against after you die in this adventure? A feather, a stone, a jar, or another heart? I think it's a stone?
I'm
not
thinking
sure.
a jar.
Okay. We'll guess each respectively. You guess a jar, I guess a stone.
Yeah, and hopefully one of us get it right.
Yeah.
And the answer is...
Correct answer is a feather. Oh, neither of us were right. Okay, well. Oh. Disney's famous Sorcerer's Apprentice segment came at one point at the multi-vignette film Fantasia. First, second,
I know.
third, fourth,
It's
not-
Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Okay, which Fantasia? The first Fantasia, the second, or the third Fantasia?
I think the first one. I don't know. Maybe I think the first one. There's no second or third.
Smart people picked.
Third.
Huh?
A third.
Huh? I don't know. There's a third.
The third Fantasia. Okay. Interesting. Well, we learned something new. Okay.
Yeah. You died.
First guess.
Frank Oz was the original puppeteer of Cookie Monster, Yoda, and... I'm choosing Big Bird. I don't know.
For me,
The
it's
correct
Oscar, I
answer
think.
is...
That's Bert.
Huh? Yeah, none of us got it right.
Okay.
Which of these is a shade of green?
Chartreuse. Pick
Oh,
chartreuse.
really?
Yeah.
Done.
Yep.
Did you pick?
Oh, good. Oh no, you die again.
The 16th century noblewoman and possible serial killer Elizabeth Bathory was known by what nickname? The Blood Countess, Gore Goddess, Night Queen, or the Lady Killer?
I'm guessing Blood Countess. Or do you know the answer?
I'm guessing the Lady Killer.
Oh, I'm guessing the Blood Countess.
Smart people
Night
picked.
Queen also. Oh,
Huh!
well done.
Yay!
Well done. Okay. Battle complete. Failure! It burns!
Huzzah!
I died twice, right? Yeah, twice.
Yeah, I died once.
It's fine. This is the first time we played, actually.
Yeah.
Together. With more people, it's more exciting, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So if you can invite your friends for next time.
Ah, got it. What do we pick?
I can't buy anything. I don't have money.
Okay. One and perform an attack. That's it. Done.
Okay. This
Okay,
one, you
let's-
have the Dunes of Danger or the Monetary Mirage.
I'm down with the second one. I'm not going to do the hidden question again. I'm traumatized.
Okay, sure. Listed double answer image.
Wait, why there's 3 of them?
Apparently there's a glitch. Oh, you click twice. Okay.
The 6 simple machines.
Okay, alright.
What is?
Have you heard of a wheel, axle, pulley,
Oh,
a wedge? What else?
wait, you know about this?
Yeah,
oh, it's
I
a
know about this.
Ah, okay.
Like this is like the basic technology. Wheel,
Ah.
axle, pulley, wedge. What else?
Oh, I have no idea about this.
Ah, look! The first letter of some remaining answers have appeared. What a nice little hint.
S&I. A simple machine. Like think a simple machine.
No idea. I'm blank as bad.
Starting with S. You know, like a simple machine starting with S.
Machine simple.
Yeah, basic machines.
I have no idea.
Never. Okay.
But hey, at least we get to answer 4. At least that's something.
Ah, screw. Right. Incline plane. I shall impel you again. Double answer, so 2 answers are correct.
Ah, okay.
Which 2 fruits are made up of at least 90% water?
I don't know, maybe. Yes.
Can you check cantaloupe and I think cantaloupe.
Oh, I checked
strawberry.
pear and strawberries.
Cantaloupe and strawberries. I
Huh.
thought so. Yeah, I got half right.
Same.
What are the 2 of the fundamental forces of the universe, or why they do what they do?
With the gravitational force?
Gravitational force
is it that?
and electromagnetic, I think.
Ah, got it.
Let's see those right answers.
Yes.
Okay, got it right. Yeah.
Huh, what do you know? We got it.
You did it.
So this one we did not take damage, so we're okay. This one is gonna be a interesting one because it's an image question versus the snake. Don't let my image questions rattle you. Okay, so image
trivia.
question.
I'm scared
Alright.
of this one.
Resources in the original settlers of Catan. Corn is a great. Oh, okay, wait. Corn is not a false.
Okay.
And lock it in.
Who answered correctly?
Oh, cattle. I forgot. It's sheep, not cattle. Stupid me.
What?
I got it wrong. Sorry. It's supposed to be sheep, not cattle. Or wool.
Ah.
Reservoir Dogs. Character names.
Huh? What do you mean it's brown?
Blue or brown? I think brown is
I got brown.
Yeah, I think brown is true. I forget. I don't know.
Let's see the
I
results.
might be wrong. It's blue. That was. I'm giving you the correct answers, but I have failed to get my own right.
You died again.
I need to take care of myself.
Okay. I'm gonna try to help you. The plague of Egypt from the book of Exodus.
Oh, right.
Oh, I know about this one. It's true. Mine's true. I know. The frog. I don't think it's true. I don't know, because what I know it's from. Well, I don't really.
Plagues of Egypt.
Who found success?
Huh? Yay!
I remember frogs. I thought frogs were also in the books of Exodus. You're a Christian, right, Christy?
I mentioned in Monster Math.
Don't sing.
Oh, okay.
I think yours is true. Maybe.
I don't know.
I have no idea also.
Same here. I'm trying to remember the lyrics.
Wolfman, yes. Hounds. Oh, I'm a fool.
Wait, I'm gonna try to use my power up on you. Maybe. Try.
Ow, I'm dead.
Words in green, eggs in ham. Oh, this. Mine's true.
Who answered correctly?
Huh? What?
Nope. Wait.
This is a troll.
True. It's true. I'll wait for you. Revive first, and then hit true.
Yeah. Wait.
It's true.
Let's see the results.
It's a simple question.
I thought it was an ogre.
No, they're both trolls.
Knockout.
The image questions are fascinating, though.
Yeah. I kind of like this one rather than with the before where there's basketball, tennis, baseball, and golf. What the hell is that?
Right. Okay, we can go to the shop or go to the riddle.
Arrest before your RAP. What does it mean?
The riddle, by the way, if you get the riddle, you get a full heal. But for shop, it's more versatile because you get items.
Yeah, without doing anything.
Yeah, because riddle, you have to correctly answer the riddle to get a full heal. For shop, you spend.
Yeah, but you don't have to use the money, so it's kind of worth it.
Yeah, that's true. So
yeah, maybe try riddle.
You want to try riddle?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could get power ups too because you don't have money, right?
I have money actually, but it's okay. But I haven't been using items to be honest, so it's okay. It's fine.
I'll use it on you, maybe.
I'm another word for story, but not tale.
I'm another word for story. If you're not on me, your honesty fails.
Yes.
What else is this?
Found in video games and a tool shack. Spelled the same forward and back. Oh, I know this one. It's a level.
Ah. Wait, how'd you know?
It's the level found in video games.
Ah.
And then it's also a tool to also measure like the equilibrium or the balance. So it's level.
Wait, we didn't get anything?
We got a full heal.
Ah.
See, we're fully healed.
Huh, what do you know? Alchemy. I don't know about chemistry, so hope.
Active ingredient found in standard issue tubes of Crest Colgate and Aqua Fresh toothpastes.
Is it calcium carbonate? Or chloride?
Fluoride.
Fluor? F with an F or a C?
The fluoride. C. Answer letter C, I think. Because basically,
And
what's in toothpaste?
Huh? You meant that C. I thought you meant
answer C, not chloride. Fluoride. I think you weren't able to hear me. Sorry. I need to be clear. In spelunking, the sump refers to a cave that is pitch black, inhabited, toxic, or underwater.
Term sump. That is maybe
I'm guessing it's underwater.
Okay.
But it's... You can guess if you're not sure.
Oh yeah, got it.
I hope you picked.
I'm right
Oh yeah, I
again.
got it wrong.
What's a strong synonym for immediately? Oh, it's forthwith.
Forthwith.
The correct answer is...
What's the subtitle of the 2010 My Little
I know
animated
this one. Friendship's Magic, I think.
Friendship's Magic?
Yeah.
Okay, lock it in.
Smart people picked.
Well done.
All that watching the My Little Ponies has
Awesome.
some use after all.
Which video game series features a flower called a wither rose? It's Minecraft.
Huh? Minecraft?
Minecraft.
Did you
Got
pick?
it. Yay!
Well done. Okay. Final phrase. Okay. Cabby, Fortnite character or Charles Dickens?
I think Fortnite character. I don't know.
Have you played Fortnite?
No?
Okay. I hope you were playing Fortnite.
Huh?
Well done. Pip.
Pip.
Charles Dickens or Fortnite?
I haven't heard of a Pip and a Charles Dickens character. I haven't
Have you heard of Pip in Fortnite?
No.
Guess Fortnite.
Okay, I'm just winging it. I'm just gonna wing it.
What do you guess?
Fortnite.
Okay, I'll check Charles Dickens. It might be the other one. Okay, Charles Dickens. Ouch. Quill.
Quill.
Fortnite or Charles Dickens?
Quill. A Charles Dickens character? I don't know. For me, I mean, yeah.
Doesn't sound Fortnite to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr.
Mr.
Phipps.
Phipps.
Charles Dickens or discontinued 90s Shaq?
I'm guessing A.
Well done. Jerry Cruncher. 90s Shaq or Charles Dickens? Sounds like
I'm
a
guessing A.
Snack. Oh,
Huh?
it's a Charles Dickens
What?
character. CC Ricers. 90s Snack or Charles Dickens?
I'm gonna be mad if it's B.
Okay, well done.
Yeah, if it's B, I'm gonna be super pissed.
Yeah, that'll be annoying. Munch'em, Fortnite or Snack?
And discontinue for me? Yeah.
Snack. It
Who
can be a
names the
Fortnite
character Munchum?
What kind of Fortnite character would be Munch'em?
Yeah, it could be. Yay!
Although, it's... okay. Oh.
That vile creature never knew what hit them.
You know, ironically, we did better in Stage 2 than Stage
Yeah.
1.
And this one's supposed to be harder than the
It's
first
supposed
one?
to be harder.
Yeah?
Heart, there is
The irony.
only one world to go.
Yeah.
Onward to peak knowledge.
Okay, maybe just one more, and then we're done.
You want to play one more?
Yeah, one more. Because
Cool.
it's almost done. Yeah.
Okay. Peak knowledge. Here we go. Thank you for your time, Christy, in joining
worries.
in this journey.
Because I'm curious for the last one, actually.
That's cool.
To survive this trial. To be frank, I'm not convinced.
All right. Good luck to us both.
Yeah, good luck.
Okay.
Okay,
like,
we'll choose the. I'm not going to do a hidden question again. I'm traumatized by it. So.
multiple choice, double answers. Okay.
Yeah, the first one.
The question.
The upper one.
Sure.
Face your destruction.
A brain with a dog.
It's a brain. Yeah, it's a brain.
Which video company made Bone Storm? How should I know?
But Bone Storm.
I feel like for me, I think it's D. I don't know.
Why don't you guess fake game from The Simpsons?
Yeah, I'm guessing that.
I think I'll try to guess Blizzard. Looks like sounds like.
I hope you picked.
Huh!
Okay, you're right.
Yay!
Well done.
What sketch comedy gave us the lyric "The bones
are the skeleton's money"?
Do you know?
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay, I'm gonna answer Portlandia.
And the answer
Okay,
is
no? I think you should leave.
Wait, you
okay.
gotta. Oh, both of us got it.
I didn't get it either. I thought it was just SNL.
You almost died. Look at
Yeah,
the
I'm almost
bar.
dead. To Kill a Mockingbird, which of these is not a gift left in a tree for Scout and Jed? Ah, gosh, I read this book a long time ago.
Wait, did you know?
Thought so. A pack of gum? I don't recall a pack of gum. I don't remember.
I'm guessing a pocket watch for me.
No, it's not. I don't think it's pocket watch.
A pack of gum? Okay.
I guess
correct
pack of gum.
answer
It could be
is
a dog.
Huh?
Okay. I read this book a long time ago and watched the movie as well. Yeah. My memory didn't serve. Wait for me. I'll
Got
revive.
it.
Horny toads are
Horny
not actually
toads
toads.
are not actually toads. What are they? Lizards?
I think they're lizards.
Maybe.
smart people.
Could be a snake.
We're right.
Huh.
They are lizards. What is the
What word does it
shire? Worcestershire.
In
Worcestershire. Worcestershire. It's a sure. So Lara here, shear her.
Shire.
It's her.
Like,
No, it's her. It's pronounced her. It's Worcestershire. It's a her. So
What word does it shire?
rhyme. What does it rhyme with? It's her. It's her. D,
Isn't it
letter
lie?
D.
I'm gonna answer liar.
No, it's not Lara. It's her. I'm convinced. It's D. Letter D. Worcestershire.
Did you pick?
Wait, what?
It's not.
How?
Yeah, it's not pronounced Worcestershire. It's pronounced Worcestershire. If you hear British people say it, it's Worcestershire.
Oh, I thought the shire is supposed. Oh.
No. It's Worcestershire.
Ah.
Okay. 2003 VMAs. Britney Spears performed Toxic and which one? Danced with a Snake, wore a meat dress, or fell off the stage, or kissed Madonna?
Why does a blunder have to be a question? I felt bad for Britney Spears actually.
I think she kissed Madonna.
I'm guessing C.
Fell off the stage.
Okay, or B.
I don't think. No,
I hope you picked.
no, not wore a meat dress, because I thought that was.
Oh, Lady Gaga!
Lady Gaga, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Lady Gaga. It cannot be Britney Spears.
Victory!
Because Lady Gaga wore a meat dress.
Again?
Yep, this one is double answer, right?
Huh. Okay.
Double answer.
Which of
Which
two Clemens elements are
gassy?
gassy?
Oh,
I
wait,
don't know
wait,
about
wait. It's radon and neon.
That.
I hope you picked.
Wow, you're good. You're good.
Chemistry. Both of these are noble gases. Which spiders don't make webs? Okay, well,
Maybe a jumping spider? Because I haven't seen one. I don't know.
I locked in with jumping spider and wolf spider. I'm sure the tarantula and the black widow makes webs.
Oh, yeah.
Which ones are correct?
Okay.
Huh. What do you know?
Pick the two songs from Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon. Time, money, death, or happiness?
I'm choosing time. And money. What do you choose?
I pick time and death.
Okay.
Let's see those right answers.
Oh, no,
What do you
time
know?
and money. Excellent.
I'm about to die after this.
Yeah, we're both dead.
Yeah.
Okay, which
These
noodles are wheat base? Somen noodles are somen is wheat base, buckwheat. Gangmyeon tagliatelle. Do you know which one?
I know someone, I think. I'm gonna guess a spitzel. Yeah, I'm guessing that.
Spätzle.
Yeah.
Somen,
I
I'm
hope you
sure.
picked.
Huh?
Okay, I got right.
Oh yeah,
Tagliatelle.
I got half right. Yeah.
You get half right, yeah. Somen and tagliatelle.
But hey, at least we don't get hit because
Yeah.
KO'd!
Okay, would you like a listed shop image or shop listed multiple choice?
Wait, do you think the image for you? Do you think it's hard or do you think it's much easier?
I'm okay. I like image questions too.
But I do want to shop first. So
Listed. We can do listed because it's money. You get money if you get.
Oh yeah. Maybe
If you
list
get
it and
any
then shop
answer
and
on
then
listed,
image. Maybe
yeah,
like that.
listed, shop, and image. Because if you get an answer on listed, you get money.
Oh yeah.
So you can use that money to spend for the shop.
Yeah, smart. What
We have
list?
Stars of the Avengers.
Oh,
Okay.
I know.
Wait, are they referring to heroes or the actors?
Wait, no. What is it? Oh, wait. Nah. Then. Nah. Huh. Oh, the actors. The
Actors.
Ah, look! The first letter of some remaining answers have appeared. What a nice little hint.
Chris Evans.
Who else? How come Tom Holland's not there?
Tom Holland's not, I think, apparently not there. Who played Black
Who's-
Widow?
Wait, who is it? It's not Emma Stone, is it?
It's not Emma Stone.
Okay, who is it?
I haven't watched Avengers. I'm not into Marvel.
Same, I know the hero, but
Okay.
I don't know the... Oh, but hey, at least
Samuel
we
L.
got some money.
Jackson. I forgot what Samuel L. Jackson played in Avengers. Well,
Finally, you get to shop.
Fun. I can buy items.
Oh,
Goodness.
I got a lot of money out of that, out of the listed.
Yeah, I don't. Personally, I don't actively use a lot of items. I just
But it
have the
might be
items work
useful
for me.
when you.
But it's
you're
useful. Yeah,
gonna-
it is useful.
Yeah.
I bought the auto activate items.
Ah, same.
Destroy! Image question. Flags of countries in Asia. Okay. Turkey's true. European Union, no.
Who found success?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. European Union is a union.
Organization, right?
And Turkey shares Europe and Asia. 12 days of Christmas. Okay, gifts.
6 keys of million fire, golden land, 4 calling birds, Okay, I know about this. Wait, but there's 7 of this.
Is that correct?
6
Is mine
geese. Geese.
6 geese a lane?
Yeah, 6 geese of laying 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds. Is it calling birds?
3 French hens? Are these hens?
No, it's not him.
Oh no, God. Got it wrong.
3
7
ducks on
swans
my...
is swimming.
Oh, I thought that was...
Oh yeah, 3 French hens, 3 French hens. Foolish me. Well, that's all my items.
Shapes with
Shapes
right,
with right
angles.
angle. Yours is false, by the way.
Yeah, Offie.
Who answered correctly?
I know, we know geometry. Woodwind instruments.
What's a woodwind?
Yours is a tuba, that's brass. Mine's a trumpet, that's also brass.
Who did it right?
Both are brass instruments. It would be a woodwind if it was a saxophone, because there's a reed.
Oh, that.
Yeah, a saxophone is a woodwind, because there's a reed. You use a reed to play that.
I died.
Okay,
I'm
titles of
Oh
HBO
yeah, I got an
dramas.
automatic thing. Mine's probably true. Because I might see these on an HBO jobs.
Oh yeah?
Let's see the results.
Yellow Jackets. Oh,
Yeah.
the Penguin, right. I thought Yellow Jackets was... Oh, no, it's not.
Oh yay.
You got lucky.
Huzzah!
Now the final round.
Okay,
Okay, a last deal before. Maybe we should do more relaxing, or if we should do another riddle.
I want to shop, actually. I don't need my items.
What?
I want to shop.
Ah. Okay.
Because I haven't been hurt. Because the riddle is just a full heal, nothing else. I'd rather
Yeah.
have items.
We just get healed and that's it.
Yes. I want items because this is the final boss coming ahead.
Yeah. I agree. And we did use it like before, so. Wait, do you want a hint? Maybe one of us gets a hint.
Yeah. Can you buy the hint for me? Because
Yeah,
I went for the revive and auto defend.
And I'm gonna buy auto revive.
That's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
done.
We're at the end, but where is our villain?
Oh, the villain is the bard. Maybe.
Terribly wrong.
Plot twist.
Of course.
Maybe the villain is the bard. I don't know. See?
Because I've been Bookworm all along.
Yeah, the Bard is our final boss.
Now I take shape, and now I transform. I'm an awesome sight to behold. I'll batter your bodies, destroy your minds, and also take off with all your gold.
Okay.
So there's an assortment of questions here.
Oh no, another hidden question. Again. The 2014 Maroon 5 album.
I think it's X. Let's try X.
You've gone with, which was a mistake.
No. Wait, what's the answer?
It's V.
V,
Okay.
huh? Oh yeah, because Maroon 5, V5.
I should have known. Yeah.
Yeah.
Double answer. Which two celebrities
Celebrities
survive a
survive it?
2-day wilderness scenario on Running Wild with Bear Grylls? Was Barack Obama with this? I don't remember.
I don't know, actually.
I took a guess. Vin Diesel and Kate Winslet.
Let's see those right answers.
Could be Rihanna and... Oh, okay. Barack Obama. Nice. Interesting.
Huh.
I didn't know that the former US president was also joined.
Yeah, what do you know? Multiple choice, okay. If the killers were in court, what legal objection could you bring to their song? Somebody told me.
Okay, speculation, hearsay, privilege, assumes facts. Legal objection, so speculation.
Speculation.
I guess you picked.
Not hearsay. So I read it wrong. Sorry.
No worries,
told
no
me
worries.
it's hearsay. Hearsay, right? Foolish me. Somebody
It's
told
okay,
me
it's okay.
that's the definition of hearsay. Yeah, sorry. Image question.
Image trivia. Albums by solo female artists.
What's this? Dark Side of the Moon is...
Chocolate Star.
Wait, Dark Side of the Moon is not, right? It's a male.
Yeah. What about mine?
Chocolate... Sweet and Star? Yes. I don't know.
Maybe?
I have no idea.
Maybe, let's try.
Chocolate Starfish, Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit. Okay. Whoops.
Okay.
If I were to
If
eat
one
your
were
leg,
to eat your leg, which two bones would I have to pick out? I have no idea. Do you know?
it's the... was it the tibia and the femur, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I guess you picked.
Whoa, got it. Good.
It's a good thing I remember my bone knowledge.
At least it's useful.
Yeah. Which Marvel
Which
character
Marvel?
controls chaos magic?
Oh, Scarlet Witch,
Scarlet Witch?
I think. Or it could be the Green Goblin.
Chaos, they have to control chaos magic. So do you
I
remember
think Scarlet Witch, because she's the villain, remember? I think.
Huh? Scarlet Witch is a villain? I thought she was a hero.
No, she's the villain.
Really? Okay. Well, I
I'm
don't
gonna
watch
try
Marvel
Scarlet
anyway.
Witch.
Okay.
Hopefully it's right.
We're both
Got
right.
it.
You know, if Kiki were here, she would know this.
Yeah.
She watches a lot of movies.
Yeah, I know Scarlet Witch from her, actually.
Nice. Oh. Big blast.
Yeah, it's a shame she wasn't here right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Okay.
Compound.
Mine's
Made of
sulfur. I think
multiple
yours is water, so it's yes, true.
True.
I think
What
it's
about
sulfur.
rocks? I thought. Wait, is
No,
it rocks?
it's pointing to sulfur. I think it's sulfur. I'm guessing.
Ah,
You did it right.
sulfur.
Yes. Yeah, sulfur's an element. I remember. That's good thing I know my chemistry.
Hidden questions. Oh no, I hate this one.
Okay, wait, hold on a second.
Okay.
Paul Rudd starred in the Wet Hot American Wet Hot American blank. Hot
What
American
hot-
spring, hot American summer, hot American fall, hot American winter.
What hot American
Summer, I think.
summer? Yeah.
I'm between.
You picked. Which is
Got it. Good.
Wet Hot American summer. Logically. Final phase. Okay. Rock.
Sorry. Rock.
Oh, that's a type of Pokemon.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's a Pokemon type. It's a
Wait.
Pokemon type.
I'm reconnecting. Wait.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes.
American
Tower.
Gladiator. The tower is an American Gladiator. Viper is an American Gladiator.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Huh, I thought it was Pokemon.
No.
Liberty.
Liberty. Okay. Team name. I think it's a. I'm not sure.
I'm guessing 90s. I'm guessing team name, I think. Or maybe 90s American Gladiators.
Could be an American Gladiator. I'm not sure.
I'm guessing B, you guessing A. How about that?
I went team name.
Okay, I'm guessing B. Ah, yeah.
Okay,
Here.
it was a team name. Lynx.
Okay, Lynx.
Ooh.
It could
Lynx
be a
is-
team name because it's so good.
I think a Lynx is a team name if I recall. Yeah, it's a basketball. Basketball team name.
Ah.
Tank. Oh, I think that's an American Gladiator. I'm surprised. I named everything. I will have my revenge.
That's it.
And that's a wrap.
Yay!
We died twice. That's impressive, actually.
It's much better than last time.
Yeah,